I now present our first speaker, Deacon Tovia Hawkins.
Shabbat Shalom. You may be seated. May the peace of Yahweh be with each and every one of you. Today, I wanted to talk about this attitude of servitude. This attitude of servitude that we are acquiring here at the House of Yahweh, the only place that would offer an attitude like this. But I'd like to start off by turning over to the scripture, Yochanan 13:5. It's found on page 830. Yochanan 13:5. And this is talking about Yeshua Messiah serving the disciples. But it says, "After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and wipe them with a towel that he had tied around himself." That is a clear picture of what this attitude of servitude is that Pastor's been talking about. And, you know, we go through the week and we think of this attitude of servitude, you know, when we're here on the Sabbath, serving one another. But it's much deeper than just coming here on Sabbath and serving on the Sabbath day. It also has to continue throughout the week when you're working with your brothers and sisters, when you're, you know, when things are getting stressful. You still have to continue to maintain that attitude of servitude. And there's a lot in Luke 22:27, just a couple pages back. Luke 22:27. And it says, "For who is greater, he who sits at the table or he who serves? Is it not he who sits at the table, but I am among he who serves?" That is the greater person, the one who serves, the one who is serving the people. Now, I'd like everyone to turn over, because these are some of the character traits that we have to maintain to have this attitude of servitude. Without these, and a lot of people say, I know those like the back of my hand. Well, think about that when, you know, you're in a conflict. Make sure to look at the back of your hand so that you can practice these character traits. Because without practicing these character traits here, you can't fully have an attitude of servitude. And I'd like to go over a couple of them real quick. Respectful, to value others as important as yourself. Forgiving, to refrain from holding anger or resentment. Humble, not proud or arrogant. Considerate, having regards for others' feelings. Self-control, not yielding to impulsive thoughts and actions. And these things are important when we're trying to keep peace in every situation. You know, I see how Pastor deals with people, and he can deal with any person, any style of how they act or behave, and he can make peace with that person. We should want to acquire that trait. You know, the person that you think is the most annoying to you, you should want to make peace with that individual. You should want to be the person, because remember, we're not being judged on what that person does. You know, well, Yahweh, he yelled at me. I didn't say nothing to him, but I tell you what, he really annoys me. That's not having this attitude of servitude. That's not making peace in every situation. You know, keep in mind that, you know, Satan would like for nothing more than for you to give up on making peace in every situation, or becoming this servitude, having this attitude of servitude. Don't let her put a check down on her piece of paper saying that you failed in that department or you failed in that situation. Make her, try harder to get you to fail in that area, because Yahweh is offering us a position here. There's only a select few. It's not a position that's offered to everyone in this world. And we should really take this to heart when we're going through our day-to-day lives and we're in situations. Remember these character traits, and remember that attitude of servitude and the making peace in every situation. There's a lot that goes into making peace in every situation. Real quick, I'd like to turn over to Luke 6:27 through 28. Luke 6, just a couple pages back. Luke 6:27 and 28. It says, "But I say to you, love your enemies. Do well to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you, and pray for those who despitefully use you." Remember, Pastor said, pray for the people that are against the house of Yahweh. Pray for these people that are coming against Yahweh's last day's work because they don't know what they're doing. Just like Yeshua said, forgive them for they know not what they do. You know, so keep these things in mind. Real quick, I want to just share this with you. I looked up the words to keep peace. And it says, expressing direction or motion towards something to hold in a state of mutual harmony between peoples, groups, especially in personal relationships. So keep pushing forth with these things, brothers and sisters. You know, time is short. Nuclear war is coming. The nations are ramping up. You know, they're getting their nuclear bombs together. They're getting things in line to bring about this war that was prophesied about. Real quick, show everyone this newsletter. This is an awesome newsletter. I hope everyone gets it. Are you sure you want your children taught sin? Are you sure that you want them to be taught the opposite of this attitude of servitude or this willing to make peace in every situation? You know, let's get the world out of the house of Yahweh. Let's study the books. Let's get involved in the peace solution. Get involved in these classes. And with this, I'd like to turn it over to the great Deacon Daniel for prayer.